On behalf of the Marketing and Management section of IFLA, thank you for joining us and agreeing to share your thoughts and experiences as a library manager. We would like to start our interview by giving you an opportunity to introduce yourself.
Hi, how are you? I'm Gonzalo Oyarzún. I am librarian, teacher in different universities in Chile and in other countries. Former, I was the director, the first director of the Santiago Public Library, the major public library in Chile. And then I was director of the Public Libraries National System, all the public library working together in the same system in Chile for 10 years. And right now I am consulting in different libraries around especially Latin America, in Peru, actually in Brazil, working with the public libraries of the state of São Paulo, the biggest state in Brazil with 45 million people living there. And this is my work.
Great. Okay, so what are some of the unique challenges that you face in managing your library?
Well, the main challenge is working with the community, Usually we design many services in our libraries. We design the buildings, we design reference services, technological services, I don't know, reading clubs, mobile libraries, etc. And then we expect that the community come here and use our services. But we don't ask to the community what they need. We don't think in the community. And the challenge is that before design our services, we need to talk with the community, search their needs, talk with what they need for life, not for library, in the life, what they need for the develop their lives, their communities, their economic things, health things, democratic participation. I don't know, many things that the people have, like community challenge, and the libraries must have the challenge of the community, not the challenge of the libraries, in my opinion. And then it's the different view of our services.
Excellent. Okay. So what skills would you encourage emerging library managers to develop to be successful?
Well, they need to recognize the I don't know, first they need engagement with the community. They need stay within the community, and they need to know what is the best way to solve with the community the problems. The libraries are of the community. I am thinking, for example, in a great example, in a rural library, really small rural library in Ivory Coast. They have a nice library with rural things, agricultural books, etc., and training programs, etc. But the community need other things, and the library asks to the community, what you need? And they say, we need seeds, really good seeds, but the library don't have seeds. And then the library put for lending, put seeds, and you know, they lend seeds, and the seed returns the next year when you, I don't know, seeds of tomato or I don't know, many things to produce. And it's really nice because they interchange seeds between the agricultors, the farmers in them. And in this library, 3 years ago, they I don't know, lend and interchange around 3 tons of seeds in a rural small library in Ivory Coast. And this library changed the life in this community. Actually, the libraries changed the name. They name the name is Seed, Library of Seeds. In French is Granothèque. It's a change between bibliothèque in French, Granothèque, Library of Seeds. Is for me, it's a great example how the library connect with the community needs.
Awesome. So what management skills are you currently developing or learning?
Well, I know you think it's really complex for a librarian because the librarians need to learn the management of in the library need to learn many things new. We are with a lot of technologies. We are with many, I don't know, ways to work in groups or work with the community. I think it's very complex to learn all the things. I think the management in the libraries must learn to be open to new things, or all things, or many things. The librarians must learn to be open to new knowledge, to new needs of the community, to relations between the librarians, be open to I don't know, different situation. Maybe the troubles with the immigrants 10 years ago is not really heavy like today, or how important for the community is the older people. It's not like 20 years ago. Today is a really things. It's really important, and the librarian for management the library must be open, must learn to be open to different challenge in the community.
Good. So this is my favorite question. What motivates you as a manager?
I don't know. I'm not sure why stay in this position. It's maybe some, I don't know, it's just situation. When you work with all your heart, when all your, I don't know, force, when all your desire to be a good job, when you work with the librarians in the towns, that they know really how work with the community, you inspires to do the best and work with your best side for management these libraries.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us. I think that there's a lot that we can take from this. So thank you.
Thank you, Stephen.
Yes.